Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a song. The name is For What It's Worth. It was a B-side of Living in Another World. I'm very glad that I know this song because without the album A-Sides, B-Sides, the compilation, I would have never known this song because it was only on the B-side of the single Living in Another World. So I'm very glad that they did a compilation, even if I'm not a big fan of compilations. Actually, I'm very glad they did this one because they put a lot of B-sides on that album, which I'm going to show you. Actually, I have it here. And I like a lot this album, even the extended version. I know that it's not for the people who love the pure talk, it's not great, but actually the extended version are really great to dance on. There are two albums in this. On the first album, the disc 1, you have all the extended versions, and on the disc 2 you have mostly some demos and B-sides. They are everything with everything. It's a little mix of different things, but I really appreciate this album, even if it's not made by an artistic way. It's a way for people who didn't know many of the songs, for example like John Cope, that I absolutely love, like It's Getting Late in the Evening, which I could have talked about that in the same time as For What It's Worth, because it's two songs which are one after the other and they have something in common. I'm not able to say what exactly, but when I think of one I think of the other, even though they are completely different, so it's very weird. So why I want to talk about that song, For What It's Worth. I hope you don't hear my fan. I have another fan here. I stopped the one that I had here because on my last video we could only hear that. I can't live without a fan. It's really, really hot these last days in Los Angeles. Anyway, I hope the sound will be okay. So why I want to talk about that song? Because it's a song which looks like nothing else. The first time I heard it, I was like, what is that? I don't understand. There is a melody, it's very easy to sing on it, it's a very nice melody. I absolutely love the arrangements. I love the way how the song starts. It starts as coming and coming forth. They are coming closer and closer to us. I'm going to show you. We hear only the percussions and they are far away, and it's like if they were walking towards us, like if they were passing in front of us, playing and then leaving. I absolutely love that. I love how the percussions are playing. This song is very weird because it doesn't look like couplet, refrain. Refrain, it's the chorus for sure. Couplet, how we say that? It's the part which is not the chorus. So it's not a traditional song like first part, chorus, second part, chorus, bridge, chorus. No, that is the usual way to do a song. Here it's not like that. It's like a song which continues. But we have the feeling that we arrive in the middle of the song. Maybe it's because of the melody. In every style you give. It's a way of singing. The melody, it's a way of singing, not like if it was the beginning of the song, but like if it was the middle or even almost at the end of the song. So we have the feeling that when the song starts, we actually arrive in the middle of the song. I don't know if I explain well, but we have the feeling that the song exists and we are the one who cross the song. It's not the song which starts just for us. The song already started before, but they were coming towards us and we can hear a part of the song, but then they leave and the song is going to continue. So it's not like if the song was a part of our life, it's more like if we were a part of the song's life. I don't know if I explain well. I know it sounds crazy, but for me this song is the feeling that it gives me. Another feeling also is that, for example, I made a video about After the Flood, which is on Laughing Stock, and which is a kind of a hypnotic song. And I think that this one has something hypnotic too, but not by the same way at all. What I mean is that in After the Flood, we really have the feeling that we are moving with the song and there is a movement. We go forwards and it moves. There is a direction, like in life what you make it. There is also a movement, a direction, we are going with the song. Here, the song is passing in front of us, but every time I hear this song, I have the feeling like I'm dancing, but on the same spot. I'm not moving. There is no movement. I'm sorry, my cat wants to take my stuff. We are not moving. It's like if we are dancing, and I don't know if it comes also from the arrangement. I mean, we go and go back and we go and go back. It comes from the melody. There is something which makes that we make some, we say in French, sur place. Same thing, we translate it in English. I'm really sorry, I'm very bad. It's the evening, I must be very tired. I don't know how we say sur place, on the spot, in English. I will translate it here. This song is very hypnotic. When I listen to it, I kind of have the feeling that I stay on the same spot, that I'm dancing but very slowly, that something weird is happening. It's like if I'm in a wide empty space, the music is coming to me, it stays here and then it leaves and I'm still there and I don't know what happened. Basically that's the effect this song has on me. Has a very weird feeling. So today I decided to read the lyrics. I thought I must understand what he's talking about. Maybe it has nothing to do with what I see. The lyrics have nothing to do with what I see, obviously. I'm not sure to understand the whole lyrics, but I'm going to read them to you. I love to hear you sing in every style you give. Sometimes I'll touch the right. Finally you tried. Such pressure you cannot bring. In every trial you give. Enough, enough, not all. Finally you'll fall. I love to hear you sing, along the crowd. Finally you fall. Finally you found. I like that. First he says, finally you tried, finally you will fall, finally you found. So at first I was like, what does it mean? I don't understand. But then I thought that maybe he was not only talking to a woman, I'm wondering if he's not talking to the people, to his audience, especially the women who are following him, watching him, singing with him. What made me think that is when he says, finally you tried, such pressure you can bring, enough, not all. So, you know, a lot of fans give too much to their star. Also when he says, I love to hear you sing along the crowd. And finally you found. I'm not sure to understand what he means, but I had the feeling that he was talking to his audience, and maybe especially to the woman in his audience, but I'm not sure about that. And I thought it's funny because it's almost the contrary of living in another world. And then I saw that it was the B-side of living in another world. So he said, living in another world, we almost have the feeling that he wants to leave his job, he wants to leave the stage, he wants to leave the music in the streets, the feeling that it was given to me. And on the B-side, basically he says to his audience, I love you. I love hear you sing, I love you when you are here, when you are singing with the crowd, when you are trying. So it's maybe in my interpretation, my explanation, maybe it's not that at all. It's probable that it's my imagination and that it doesn't mean that at all. It's possible, but that's what I understand. Anyway, the lyrics are not very clear, as most of Marcoli's lyrics, except maybe for Life's What You Make It, we can be more clear than that. But usually his lyrics are not very obvious to understand. So why I wanted to talk about that song today, I was walking to the post office for a change. Every time I'm out, it's for the post office. I was walking and that song came back to me and I was singing that. And I was like, why am I singing that song? I've been listening to the Marcoli solo album basically the whole week. And I had the Marcoli solo album the whole week in my mind, but except when I went to the post office, when that song came to me and I thought, why? And at that moment I needed to be comforted, you know. And I realized that that song is very soothing. Actually, I made a video about the soothing effect of the Marcoli and Tok Tok music. And I think that I needed something like that to calm me, to make me feel better. Talking about the Marcoli solo album, I have something very funny to tell you. I'm not sure you are going to understand because maybe you must be French to understand. Anyway, I will tell you the story. I was sleeping towards the morning before I woke up, and I was singing in my head A New Jerusalem. In my dream, I was singing that song, and it made me, of course, dream of Israel. But in my dream, it was not Jerusalem, it was Tel Aviv, actually. And I was seeing the sea in Tel Aviv, because Tel Aviv is close to the sea, and I was thinking in my dream, oh, this sea is so warm but so small beside the Pacific Ocean, which is true. I mean, the sea in Tel Aviv, as in the south of France actually, is very small, looks very small beside the Pacific Ocean, which is really big. And in my dream I was like, wow, that's so beautiful and the water is warm. And then in my dream there was this ex-French minister. She was the justice minister, Taubira. Her last name was Taubira, and someone was telling me that she was there, and I hate this woman, so I was like, oh no, not her in Tel Aviv. Maybe it's because the ex-Israeli president died. Maybe that's why I dreamt that, maybe. And some people were telling me that she was drinking some coffee with some salt. And I said, that's disgusting. It's true that, I don't know if you tried coffee with salt, it's really disgusting. It makes you throw up. So I said, that's disgusting. Maybe I dreamt of salt because of the Dead Sea, which is really full of salt, now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, it awoke me. So you see, the most beautiful dream ended up with French politics and coffee and salt. It was kind of weird. Anyway, it awoke me and I was like, oh, coffee and salt. Well, okay, it's not funny. So you see, Tok and Hollis make me have really weird dreams. For what it's worth, I think it's a song which is really too good to be a B-side. I don't understand how they put that on a B-side, because I don't mean that you must put crap on B-sides. Of course, B-sides must be good too. But in that case, I think this song is absolutely incredible and very... There is something very sensual in it, and very soothing and very enveloping, calming, and I want to dance on it. I want to be in the arms, dancing with a man in his arms, with this music in the background. That's what I want. I would love that. In this empty space, yes, because I see an empty space, a huge empty space, and this music arriving, and we are dancing, and it's beautiful. So, you know, the music is kind of incredible. The other day I had problems with internet. I didn't have connection. I couldn't access my internet. I couldn't work. I couldn't do a thing, and I was fed up. I was completely stuck. And I lied on my bed and I thought, okay, I don't have the time to read. It's not the moment to read. I'm supposed to work. So what can I do in a few minutes while waiting for the internet connection? And I saw that on my phone, on iTunes, I had Spirit of the Eden, the album, and I played it. I was in my bedroom and the sound on my iPhone was incredible. And it's like if the magic started. It was unbelievable, unbelievable. And I understood something then. I understood why Hollis didn't want to change anything in his Spirit of Eden album. It's because there is really a beginning and an end. There is really a beginning and an end, and you can't remove this and put that and change the order and put another song. There is really a link between each song, and it has to be exactly like that. So you see no connection and a lot of thoughts are coming. I hope that my cats didn't disturb you, but they are jumping everywhere and putting a mess. I'm also a little annoyed by this camera, which is really good, but I see myself green on the camera, so I don't know if you see me green. Maybe I will try to rectify that by editing. I don't know if I can. Anyway, the most important is that you understand what I'm saying and that you can hear me. If you have been watching my videos before and if you are wondering if I started the new painting, so no worries, I didn't forget. I'm still on it. I didn't start for a very good reason. I have to stretch the canvas. I'm alone to do it. I need a lot of strength to pull the canvas on the frame, and I hurt my elbow since, I don't know how, because it's hurting since like 2 weeks now, and there are some movements that I can do. So I'm like, okay, I must find a way to do it without hurting myself too much. And my son is coming back very soon, so I'm wondering if I'm not going to wait for my son to help me, because I'm really hurting and I have no idea what I have. I just hope that it's when I do specific movements that it hurts, but when I press on my elbow it really hurts. Anyway, I have not forgotten, and anyway I will do a video to talk about what I'm going to do on it. I'm actually very excited just by thinking about it. It's going to be hard work, but it's worth, for what it's worth the effort. So I hope that my video will give you the wish to listen more deeply and better to this song. And I recommend, I don't often recommend compilation, but I recommend this one, which is A-Sides, B-Sides, with the goose on the cover. What is that? I don't know, I have something stuck on it. No, there is no green thing, so here it is. I see you very soon, and bye bye. Bye bye.